Hi, Tom Iselin here, and welcome to First Things First. This is day 19 of Boot Camp, a leadership guide to building a gold standard nonprofit. In the last episode, I talked about how you can improve your staff culture by offering flex time and unexpected time off. Today, I want to talk with you about why it's important to remind staff and board members of the culture they've decided to adopt. Let's get started. Once you establish a culture, you must nurture it by reminding people. Why? People forget. It's that simple. If you don't remind people of the cultural facets you've adopted and the culture statement you've written, it will eventually collect dust, just like many strategic plans do. And we've all experienced that, right? You must keep your culture front and center in the minds of board staff and volunteers. To do that, your staff should hold meetings to discuss the effect of your culture on operations, administration, fundraising, programming, and most important, staff morale and performance. Board members should discuss the topic of organizational culture, board culture, and staff culture at board meetings and during strategic planning sessions. And during orientation and training sessions, your volunteer coordinator should ensure that volunteers understand the organizational culture that you've established and why and how it applies to their work. It seems trivial, but I find that staff and board members appreciate cultural reminders. When running Sun Valley Adaptive Sports, I would occasionally send emails to staff with one of our cultural facets written in it, along with a blurb about what it meant to a particular project we were working on. At other times, I would facilitate board culture discussions at board meetings to remind board members to work with staff on a volunteer project or to host a social activity to deepen personal relationships. You'll find that the more you talk with staff, board members, and volunteers about the values, benefits, and cultural facets your nonprofit espouses, the more likely they are to adopt and uphold them. Perhaps the best culture reminder is the manifestation of your culture in the lives and actions of your leaders. If a cultural facet of your culture is openness, and your supervisors are willing to share their personal stories, work challenges, and professional aspirations, you can expect your staff to follow suit. If your board has a culture where board members are required to support the fundraising efforts of your organization, they will be more likely to fulfill their obligations if they know the board chair is fulfilling her obligations by making connections to major donors, speaking at social events, and volunteering at your annual gala. In the end, sustaining a culture and all of its facets isn't a top-down or bottom-up thing, it's circular. It's your responsibility and the responsibility of your leaders to draw the circle early on and continue tracing it throughout the life of your nonprofit. If you want your culture to remain front and center in people's minds, find ways to remind them. That's it for today. In the next episode, I'll be talking about ways that your nonprofit can reflect and celebrate your culture. Until then, create a great day. Hoo-yah! Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. And remember, do what's right for your nonprofit, not what's convenient or easy.